Good evening, YouTube. This is Tactical Pickle. I just came from doing some errands real quick. It's kind of late here right now. And while I was doing those errands, I had a lot of things going through my mind. And I just felt compelled to make this short little video that I'm going to make. I'm going to try to keep it under 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not even going to bother to edit this or do anything fancy with it. I'm just going to basically upload it straight up to YouTube because I feel the need to say this. You guys might not be aware of it, but apparently the Venezuelan election is completed, and surprise, surprise, the dictator, aka Maduro, somehow, some way managed to win the election again. While there is a picture out there that surfaced where there is an employee of some sort in a room full of other people where they actually have a bunch of computers, TVs on the wall, and they're showing digital tallies of all the votes being cast for each candidate. One of those pictures clearly shows that the candidate, the opponent of Maduro, was clearly well ahead on the election, which showed that the Venezuelan people did not want to deal with Maduro anymore. But somehow, some way, the familiar Hail Mary at the last minute basically saved Maduro's ass, and basically he elected himself again. Now, where does that, isn't that familiar to you? That out of a sudden, it's the same scenario, the same techniques, the same thing with what happened with the last election. That the last minute, this individual who never campaigned, that never barely showed himself in a podium, somehow, some way managed to win an election and get the consent and the blessings of 81 plus million Americans, and basically became the president of the United States. I don't think so, guys. I feel like we are witnessing here a window into the future of what has already transpired in the United States. I think they have already basically quit making any excuses or any attempt to hide this. I believe that we are witnessing, like I said, a window into the future with, what happened with Venezuela. And I believe that they're pulling the same shenanigans right now here in the United States. I do not know if you guys are aware of this, but Venezuela at some point had firearms. And the government promised them, wealth and prosperity and happiness and all that jazz that, most, megalomaniacs promise. And out of a sudden, after they all gave up all their guns, they basically now are where they are right now. And you can see the end result where we have many immigrants that have gone through the border being Venezuelans who are now wreaking havoc in New York. Now, I tell you what, guys, every country has their own criminals. There is no doubt about it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Any individual who has lived under communism, under socialism, who lives under oppression, those human beings are changed forever. Okay? They become opportunistic. They basically become predatory. They basically lose any moral compass, and they begin to steal. And I'm not justifying their behavior. I'm just simply saying that when you put a human being in that position, a human being will do all kinds of ugly things. Okay? Now, the Venezuelan people have tried, or they tried in this election, to get rid of this clown. Yet, somehow, some way, he came on top again. Guys, we have to be very careful in the next 4 or 5 months with President Trump. I have a feeling that these people are not done. We have this individual, this entity in the White House right now trying to stack the courts to pass some kind of a law that is forcing, or it will basically force the judges to curtail or to be politically correct with their judgment, especially if it's not to their convenience, the Democrats' convenience, okay, or the ones in power, by holding them accountable for those decisions. Guys, the Constitution in the United States and the framers knew that that was going to happen, and they made necessary laws to prevent that from happening. This man is trying to change that. And we also have now the idea of also putting terms in judges, because the court system is somehow, some way, now actually reading the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and they are actually doing things correctly. And this is not sitting well with the Democrats. So they are basically, they're not pulling any more punches. They are basically now making changes and decisions that are clearly all unconstitutional. This is communist. This is all communistic crap. Okay? Now, for those of you who have seen my video, or the last one that I posted, I made a video about that about a couple of days ago. The title of the video is somewhere along the lines that the road to communism is already paved, halfway paved in the United States. And you can see that clearly here. Not only have they done this to our school system, to the military, and now in also the political system. They are no longer following the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. They're not following the laws. Granted, they haven't done it for a while, but at least they make the effort to conceal it and to make it all convoluted and all cloudy to where, you know, people would just sit back and say, okay, and then they will let it go. Now they're not even doing that anymore. They're basically in the open, destroying the legal system and the process, the republic, okay, process. Because we're not a democracy, we are a republic. They're breaking every single law. They're breaking every single, they're basically destroying everything. I want to basically tell you all, please keep an eye on what's going on. Like I said, I'm beginning to see patterns. You know that I am Cuban American. I have lived that system. I know how quickly things can turn and how bad can things get. I really feel like our country is being basically transformed from the inside out. The changes being made are beyond belief right now, and we are seeing history being made as we speak right now. There's a lot going on. I know that some of you, because I have done it too, you are all concentrated on this new thing with Israel and Hezbollah and Ukraine and Russia acting up, and you have China. Yes, you do have to keep an eye on those things. But I'm telling you right, guys, they are pulling this magician trick where one hand is doing something while the other one is literally, doing all kinds of nefarious crap in the background. We need to keep an eye on our own system here, because if we keep our eyes somewhere else, we are going to miss the chance of picking this stuff up. And I'm telling you right now, we are being taken for a ride. And this roller coaster ride is getting worse by the minute. All right, so please, be careful. Pray. Whatever preparations you need to make them now. Make sure that you are well stocked up at home, so you don't have to be out there dealing with the shenanigans once the shit goes down. Because I have a feeling that in the next 4 or 5 months, we're going to have another Dominion 2.0, or most likely we're going to be somewhere in World War III. They're going to basically pull some shenanigans where the United States will be thrusted into a war because of their own doings. They're going to create the problem, and then they're going to be forced to come up with a solution. And that is basically, letters of the alphabet bullshit, 101 tactics. And of course, these clowns running the White House right now, which are unconstitutional, they don't care. They're basically pulling all the stops. So please, be safe. Um, take care of yourself. Take care of your families. Carry the necessary tools to protect them. I feel like we are heading for some really dark times. Despite what my people believe that Trump will have the chance to win the election because of all the things that they have done, people are now awake and they are beginning to see the true damage. They're beginning to see all the destruction that the Democrats have caused with all this illegal stuff from the beginning. But what you and I believe, it does not matter to them. What you and I want does not matter to them. They will pull whatever wool over eyes, whether we agree to it or not. They're going to do their shit, and they're not going to stop. So anyways, I wish you guys good luck, good night, because it's almost 1 o'clock where I'm at right now. But stay safe, and we'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Tactical Pickle signing out.